I wish I would have had someone to have told me that once you start driving, you're going to feel really good about yourself. You're going to feel really rejuvenated. Once you get your license, you're going to be going to work and you're going to feel so good about yourself. You're going to work toward saving your money and getting that beautiful vacation, right? And I got to stop and look. And you're going to work toward saving your money and then eventually getting a down payment on a house. I remember when I was first starting driving and doing driver's education, I had a chance to work and teach class and help people learn how to drive. That was so fulfilling because I was able to change people's lives. And when I document and show you this, man, that truck's making a wide turn. Why do trucks make wide turns? They're very long. Had I known this would have changed my life the way it did, I would have started sooner. I didn't drive at your traditional 16 or 17. I waited till my 20s. It did slow my progress down in terms of going to college, getting a job, trying to for the NFL, because I always had to have people take me places. But once I learned and got over my own fear, some of my fear was driving on the expressway around big trucks. I was hanging around trucks, but little did I know that was extremely dangerous because I've seen a lot of accidents where cars submarine or go under trucks, and it's scary. And I've seen cars crash into trucks. I had a young lady last summer, about 19, merging an expressway, and then she saw the truck and she lost control and veered it, and the side of the tire had hit our driver's ed car. It was scary, and the lady was never the same, nor was I. You see a lot of these things all the time, and it's not supposed to be like that. Because I drive, it tends to be commonplace, but I have to remember that I'm teaching people who don't know how to drive a really important skill, and most do okay. Man, that's a F-350. Most do okay. Like this driving environment right now, it can be really dangerous because there's heavy traffic. This is going to downtown Detroit. This is going to downtown Houston. This is going to downtown Los Angeles, California. There are drivers out here who are under the influence. There are drivers out here who are reckless. There are drivers out here who are very tired. And early on in my driving career, I used to take this very personal. I wasn't a road rager, but I always felt like I got to be the first one to go. I got to be the first one to get out there. But then you got to learn how to work on your car. I was blessed to be around some OGs. These guys, when I was like 15, 16, 17, they were the guys who had those Chevelles, those 70 Mustangs, right? Those Impala SS's with the 4-speeds. And then that's when I learned how to work on cars. I learned how to develop my craft. It came from simply learning how to do an oil change, right? Learning you got to go to the auto parts store. You got to pick your grade of oil. I'm in the slow lane right now, and I'm kind of sitting here waiting to be cut off. You see the white box truck ahead of me. You see the semi trucks. And then that semi truck, I don't know what they're doing. They shouldn't be in the left lane, but you see this. You got to learn from the ground up. And if you don't learn from the ground up, you're not going to really appreciate your car, because you have to be one with your car. And I'm starting to accelerate. Thank God that truck driver's gone over. And you got to be one with your car. I'm in the slow lane right now. I want to get over. So I'm going to accelerate through my lane change. I'm going to settle down for a second. Now I'm going to get over. That's a pretty good lane change. That's the typical lane change that you have to do. Road rage is a product of the environment. And you want to stay out of that toxic, negative environment because it will suck you in. Another lesson that I've learned, you gotta have money for gasoline. I've been there rolling up pennies and returning bottles. No one's gonna be out here to help you Like, that's an erratic lane changer. No one's going to be out here to help you if, excuse me, if you run out of gas. You always have to have money, and in this case, have a $20 in your phone case, right? A lot of people use debit and credit cards, but sometimes that magnetized strip fails. It doesn't work. Have some change in your car. I've talked about this to clients all the time. You have to learn to adapt to your environment and appreciate your environment. If you belong to the city, you're part of the city. You're part of the grit. You're part of the hard work. If you grew up in the suburb areas, that's fine too. You learn how to be smooth, you learn how to be agile, and you work with the environment. I like to take a lot of clients from the suburbs to the city because I'm from the city. I'm from the west side, and that means something. And you have to learn how to deal with situations that come up. A flat tire in a sketchy neighborhood. Your car might break down, and heaven knows I've been in those situations before, and I'm going to accelerate through the lane change. You see me accelerating through, but they came over, so I got to squeeze my brake. Now, I don't want to get too excited. Back in the day, I used to be zipping in and out of traffic. You might get there sooner, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, heart's pounding, but really, you're going to smash your car. I had an IROC Z28, 5-speed, T5 transmission, 2-port injection, right? Beautiful car, high performance car. My mom was worried because I was working in the city. She said, Mac, I'm worried about you and someone might steal your car. I remember I almost drove downtown in my old piece of junk. I had a Chevy Malibu, light blue, love her forever. 350 headers, 4-barrel, right? Fun. I paid $200 for that car, and I worked. I got it myself. And if you remember last time, that was the car that I was scared to bring home. And I don't know why, because my dad and mom were really strict. They weren't going to help me get a car. That made me who I am today. So I would drive that car back and forth to downtown. But I said, man, I got this new car. I was halfway to work. I was stupid. I turned around, drove back really fast, parked my car out front, and started up my car. And when you hear that exhaust, and I had a Flowmaster muffler on there, and if you don't understand what a Flowmaster muffler is, you need to go listen to some sound clips. And those OGs, Robert Forrest, want to pay tribute to him, Gilbert, Antoine, V8 Estate, they had Corvettes. They taught me to appreciate, clean a car. Don't be scared to lay on the ground, work on your car, check your tires. If something is leaking, you wipe it up, fix it, you pull a valve cover apart, you get a new gasket, whatever you need to have done. And little did they know they were training a monster. That monster was me, because I learned so much. And it kind of brings tears to my eyes, because these guys are like in their 70s and 80s. Some are still around. And that old Corvette is still around too. And the Impala, okay, El Camino. I'm gonna tell you the story. We were driving on the west side, and Bob had me in the El Camino. We had seatbelts on. I had never seen someone power shift, okay? And this was a rock crusher 4-speed. And if you don't know what those are, you better look it up. This guy, he was like a dad to me, Robert. He put his foot to the floor. He was power shifting. I swear, I thought he was gonna rip the transmission out from the car. He shift second gear. He shift third gear. He shift fourth gear. I'm saying to myself, oh my God. That made an impact on me, okay? And that forever changed me to love and appreciate cars and build motors. And this is before I started, I have a little tear in my eye. Build motors. And those memories will always be with me. And if you're not wanting to work on cars, it doesn't really mean anything to you. If you are, you're like, man, I was there with you, baby, okay? And that made me who I am today, to appreciate cars, to see the beauty in a Gen 1 Camaro. And I have a Gen 1 Camaro. I have a 68 RS Camaros from Texas, small block. I always will be a small block guy to the way I die. High RPM, shifting at 9,500. And that's what I have today. I have a 409 small block, Lumina block, 16.5-to-1 motor, 900 horsepower. Not anything special about today's standards, but I purchased it myself. I have a piece of history that I can always carry on. And at times I've thought about trading it in for a ZR1, 2021, 2022, but it's not quite the same, okay? And I'll show you some pictures of that, and I'll tell you about that. But those stories made me who I am, to drive smart, drive alive, not be scared to go to the racetrack to learn how to drive, learn how to shift, to meet other people who are car enthusiasts, who are building motors in garages, who are building big blocks, small blocks, Mustangs. I drove a Grand National, okay? I drove a Lightning, okay? I almost traded my Z28 in for a Lightning. I'm squeezing my brakes. But when you have something that works, you stay with it. And these stories make me who I am today, because it's about empowering people to have independence, work on their life, repair a vehicle, not get cheated. Okay, these guys helped me. My Camaro broke down. I bought a second car, and it was a 427. There was something wrong with the motor. These guys at this automotive shop were taking advantage of me, right? They pulled my motor apart. They're going to charge me a very high price. Bob and Gilbert said, "You need to go over there and get this car. Do you want us to come with you?" I was like, "No." They said, "We coming with you." They went over there with me, got the trailer. "We want his car now, or there's going to be a problem." And, you know, I was about 21, 22. I'm like, wow, they really look out for me. And from mentoring me after school, you know, fixing me a plate to eat. You know you have a really solid friend when you come over to their house. "You want something to eat? I know you're hungry." And this guy was from Virginia, okay? And they talk about cooking food. He would always have it super hot. Greens, chicken, neck bones. "I don't have that much food left. Y'all eat too much over here. You're gonna have to pay me some money, go shopping." But you know what? He was the dad to me. When I really needed that male figure, that adult in my life, to help me find who I am, to love cars, to appreciate cars, to help people, okay? And this is why I'm telling you, you have to have your independency. Going to downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Detroit, Los Angeles, California. And if you keep things in perspective and save your money, you're going to be able to buy that new motor, aluminum heads, a new crank. You're going to save your money and help your older sister or brother who's still at home, 28, 29, 30, who needs your support. We all need support every now and then. I need support from you guys to tell me what you need when you see these videos. Also to grow and to learn, because you have to grow, you have to learn. And when you grow and learn, you're going to live your best authentic life. And that's what I need you to do, is whatever you pull from this to help you grow, you're going to pull. If it's, man, this guy really motivates me to finish my project. This guy really motivates me to go ahead and get my TIP. I'm 29 and my family is gone. My mom and dad are here and they're getting older. You're going to have to do it. And I can take you through that pathway because I've been there. I've changed so many people's lives. And it's very fulfilling and it leaves an impact on you. Okay? So you have to have kind candor, love, support, and help other people, because it will come back to you in so many ways. And through job opportunities, through mentoring, podcasts, speaking, social media. And this is why I decided to use my skill sets to make driver's ed videos, to encourage people not just to get your license, but to get that job, to take care of your car. I made videos where I've been changing oil, putting in headlights, going to automotive shop. They don't teach these things anymore in school. They've cut programs, right? And you lose some of those original OGs who are 70, 80, 90, and then they die, and that knowledge dies. And when you cut these automotive programs, there's so many young people who are not really traditional jobs. I'm going to stay smooth and stay in this lane, who want traditional jobs, but they're in the skilled trades. My dad was an electrician. He worked in his car a little bit, okay? He had that Chrysler New Yorker with that big 440 in there, right? He had that Lincoln Town Car with that 302 in it. I remember on the freeway, he accidentally called off his semi. He put his foot in there, heard that 302 go to 7,000 RPMs. I'm like, dang, right? And I've been around those Mustangs, so it's a very loving and nurturing to get over one lane. See how smoothly I'm trying to drive, stay in open lanes. And you have to have that developmental process. You don't have to pull motors out at your house, but I've done that before, right? I mentioned that Camaro IROC. My mom had to be to work at 4:30. It was 2:30 in the afternoon. I was putting in a clutch, laying on the floor in our backyard on the west side. In our backyard, my mom was like, "Are you gonna be ready to take me?" I'm like, "Mom, yes." Do you realize how crazy that was? Me laying on the floor, having a jack, putting in a new clutch, 4 bolts to hold the transmission, dropping the drive shaft, putting the transmission lubrication stuff into the... Wow, bro. And as I think about that, you're there with me, laying on the floor in the summertime. It's 80 degrees, ants kind of around you, but that made me who I am, baby. And I'm scanning the area, and you see my eyes. So that made me who I am. Not to be scared to work on cars. And I'm kind of squeezing my brakes. I want to be able to control the car in case someone cuts over. But I smile when I see people working on cars. I see people complaining about stuff. Don't complain. No one really cares. You're just going to be irritating. And that irritates people. Be loving, be caring. Help people. And I've helped people before learn how to drive. But the talent comes as you grow, and you truly want to give to receive. When you give to receive, you're going to see so many gifts. And if I can motivate all of you to go out there and drive, start something, build something, create something, do that and create that, because only you will. I may have an opportunity to change jobs. I found something that pays about $20,000 more, but I have to travel longer. And are the people going to get along? Am I going to have a chill boss? I might apply for this job. Some of you are saying, go do it. I might. I saw the job this morning. I was reading through it. I have to make a video about myself. I may do it, because you have to do what's right for you. You can't just leave one job to try to get more money for another job, and then it sucks. And then you got to drive an hour to work and an hour home. I drive about 25 minutes, and it's pretty much a straight shot. But if you want to create and develop, see, I'm squeezing my brakes, real smooth and easy. I'm checking. But you got to take those opportunities. I have a family. I have a mortgage. I have credit card debt. I have school debt. So I got to plan, but also I can't be scared to go out and get an opportunity. So I think I'm going to apply for this job. It's in person, and occasionally you might have to do the longer. I'm not scared to work hard, but I need to know what are the potential benefits, what are the positives versus the negatives. And then once we figure this out, now you see I have my blinker and I'm going up this ramp, and I'm taking my time. And I'm just being really careful in checking my mirrors, because I don't want to get rear-ended and hit and pushed into this car. All my life I've been doing driving classic cars, muscle cars, high performance cars, pulling motors out. I remember I broke a mass airflow center. It was $350. I was trying to modify my car, knocking the fence off the mass airflow sensor. I broke that little piece of wire. That wire heats up and tells the computer how much oxygen and gas and fuel to put in. Little did I know. Okay, I have HP tuners. I had an SS Trailblazer. I made some videos tuning that. I'll try to find them, but my truck got stolen. I still have HP tuners. Okay, they have newer versions now. So I'm the type of person to modify for fuel mileage, performance. So I've learned so much, and there's so many good opportunities out here. And if you see me smiling, it's a good, wholesome smile. It's a real smile. And you can't be bothered about all these people cutting over the line. They're going to do what they want to do. And I'm just trying to stay here, be chilled, not kill anyone, not be killed, speak my mind, be brave. And this job opportunity kind of resonates with me because this company seems kind of innovative. So I have resumes ready on Indeed, one for social media, one for teaching. And you always need to have your stuff set up. I had them professionally done. Okay? So you need to do that. And I had a chance to help teens and adults get jobs, call employers. So that was fulfilling too. I'm going real smooth around this crossover. They're from California, so I want to be careful. They could be lost. And then fuel costs $7.50, $8. So you have to take your time and invest in yourself. That's what I would say. And then with new technologies coming, the Teslas, the Rivians, the smart cars, there's a lot of unique opportunities out here. And sometimes you can't let all this driving stuff just take you off your block. And by me showing you this, yes, it's very tedious. Yes, it can be very stressful. But also, you got to stay balanced. And no one's going to do this except for you. And I'm kind of inching up and looking and taking my time. And you see me looking, I'm looking at 3 things to the right, across, and then to the left. Here's my opportunity, and then I go. That was pretty cool. I'm sorry about the bumps here in our infrastructure. They just don't take care of it. But I hope this motivates you to go out and reach your goals. And then I will share with you what I do with my Camaro and what I do about this job. I love you guys. Look at all this content and be motivated. Bye.